It can be kneeling. Find a comfortable seat. And then once you arrive there, go ahead and close your eyes. And just take a moment to feel yourself arriving. So even though you're in your own home and you've probably been here for many days, feel yourself arriving on your mat in this morning. Brand new day, brand new practice. Brand new chance to get to know your body. Every day when we show up, our body's a little different. So even this brand new body starting to settle in. And really approaching this practice as an opportunity, as a brand new chance to connect with your body, to move in your body, to breathe your body. As this opportunity to strengthen that bond, that connection, that sense of trust in ourselves. An opportunity to attune to our own inner wisdom. And especially in these times where I feel like we are getting a lot of information from all different places. Sometimes it's hard to know what information to take as truth and what information to disregard. And if we can drop into our own rooted sense of self, our own deep inner knowing, and operate and make decisions from that point, we are that much better off. And so using these practices to really strengthen that, to really drop into that place. So as we're moving through this practice, even in that simple place of moving, if we're moving in a way that doesn't feel right or good in your body, listen to that. Move in a different way. Even if I'm telling you to do one thing and your body's telling you to do something else, ultimately you are your best teacher, your wisest teacher. As I've said before, allow that voice to become the loudest. Now start to feel your body on the earth and feel into those places that are making contact with the earth beneath you. And start to root down evenly. So if your sits bones are on the earth, feel for rooting down evenly left to right. If your shin bones are on the earth, same thing. And then create that really strong sense of rooting and grounding down into the earth as if you are growing roots out through those points of contact. And then with that rooted, start to inhale and lengthen and rise up. The crown of the head float up, and then also expand out side to side and front to back. So start to get deeper into your breath. Start to find your Ujjayi breath. Letting the breath flow in and out through the nose as it washes through the back of the throat, as it vibrates in the base of your throat, lengthening and deepening that breath. Soften your jaw, soften the muscles in the face. And let that awareness come into your internal experience. That feeling of the breath entering and leaving the body. That feeling of the expansion and contraction. That feeling of rooting and rising and expanding simultaneously. Take another breath or two here, and if there are any additional intentions you want to set for your practice, take a moment to do that. Or let the arms drop by your side. Take an inhale, sweep both arms out and up as if you're reaching and gathering and stretching and rising until the palms come to touch right above the head. And then as you exhale, draw the thumbs right down the center line. Let them come to rest right at the heart, Manjali Mudra. Maybe even let the head bow, but keep the spine long. Let's take two more like that. Big inhale, stretch out. reach up, palms come to touch the top of the inhale, and then as you exhale, draw the hands, the thumbs right down the center line, resting at the heart, chin resting at the chest. One more, big inhale. And exhale, hands to the heart, taking a moment to bow in gratitude for yourself, for your practice, for your own inner teacher. And then go ahead and let your hands come to the earth and just walk your hands out in front of you. Your eyes can remain closed if that feels okay. Let the head go ahead and drop in the back round, but keep your sits bones rooted down into the earth. Just breathe into that front hip. And then as you inhale, roll yourself up. Maybe let your eyes open. Sit back onto those sits bones and draw the legs together. Bring the toes to balance on the earth. Lift the heart and drop the shoulders. Draw your low belly up and in, and then lift the shins parallel to the floor. From here, squeeze your inner thighs together. Squeeze your low belly, and then maybe release the arms. Now, if your back's not ready for that, keep the hands right behind the thighs. Totally fine. You can work on lightening the pressure or the hold. Otherwise, just extend those arms. And then remember which leg was in front the last time. We're going to switch the cross of the legs. So take the opposite leg in front. Inhale, sit up tall, drop those shoulders, and exhale. Fold forward again. Let the head round, let the back, or the head drop in the back round, but anchor your sits bones down. Good, and then inhale and roll yourself back up. Exhale, sit back to the sits bones, toes on the floor, shins parallel, holding the thighs or not. Relax the shoulders, lift the heart. We're going to stay here for a few breaths, firing up the core. Really try and have those legs lifted from the base of your belly more so than your hip flexors. So really pull that navel back to your spine, lift the low belly, lift the heart, drop the shoulders. Grab the legs at any point they want additional support. Draw those inner thighs together so that there's a zippering effect from the inner thighs up the pelvic floor, into the belly, up through the heart and the crown, everything lengthening. Beautiful. And then from here, set the feet down, open the knees, just take a grip around the toes. Inhale, sit up, send your knees out and down, stay here, or maybe keep that, but fold forward a little bit. Shoulders down, heart forward. For this one, keep your spine long and your head right in line with your spine. Send the knees out, send them down. One more time to that Navasana. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, bring the legs up. You can keep them bent. You can keep the toes on the floor. You can hold the thighs. All of the previous options. You could also straighten the legs. Hold and breathe. Hold and breathe. Keep the heart lifted. Keep the belly drawn in. 2 more breaths again. All of those other previous options are available to you. And then set the feet down. Baddha Konasana again. Inhale, sit up, send the knees out and down. Exhale, maybe fold, maybe not. Good, and then inhale and rise up. From here, we're gonna make our way onto our hands and our knees into tabletop. So however it makes sense for you to arrive there, go ahead and arrive there. Set the shoulders over the wrists, set the hips over the knees. And then create your foundation here. So spread the fingers, press into the whole hand, spin the biceps forward. Anchor through the shin bones and the tops of the feet. Lift through your navel and your ribs, and then lengthen from the crown to the tailbone. So you have that rooted, you have that length. From here, maintain that, but step the feet back into a high plank. So option 1 is to stay right here in tabletop. Feel that strength in the foundation. Option 2 is to step the knees back and drop the bums so that you're more in this plank position. Option 3 is to just lift the knees, same thing. Again, press the floor away from you through your hands. Engage the legs, spin the inner thighs up a little bit. Pull the belly in, pull the ribs in. Lengthen the tailbone towards your heels and the crown of the head to the top of the mat. Okay, now bring awareness into your hands. Press into your fingers, press into the knuckles, the padding at the base of the fingers. And then as if you're trying to stretch your sticky mat apart, press your hands out, away from one another. So it's just an isometric contraction here. Keep spinning the biceps in, so hands are stretching away, and then keep that, maintain that, and start to draw the heels of the hands back towards your toes. All of this is isometric, so you're not actually moving, but you want to feel that energetic move. Hands move out and draw back. Toes draw forward, navel lifts. That should turn on your low belly, A-lock. Keep your legs active. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog. Keep the triceps wrapping in, keep the hands anchoring. Now bend your right knee, press your left heel back and down. Kneecap stays lifted, tailbone stays lifted. Switch. Bend the left knee, press your right heel straight behind your toes. Good, and then lift the right heel, bend both knees, chest to your thighs, triceps wrap in. Start to straighten out both legs, keeping that length in the spine. Heels may or may not reach the ground. That's not so important. But energetically draw the heels down, lift the kneecaps up. Okay, plank again. Inhale forward, shoulders land over the wrists. Again, set your knees down in tabletop or in that supported plank. Press through the hands, spin the biceps forward, drag your mat apart and back. All at the same time, toes forward, low belly in, navel in, ribs in, long from the heels to the crown. Charge the legs. Hold and breathe. At any point, take the knees down to support. Really turning on the whole body here. Relax your jaw. Come back into that fluid Ujjayi breath, even though you're working hard here. Can you find that rhythmic inhale and exhale? Really nice, you guys. Downward facing dog. Go ahead and set your knees down. Uncurl the toes, drop the hips to the heels, and just take your arms back for embryo. Let the shoulders drape over your thighs, the head drop to the earth. Breathe into the upper back here. Now the palms are facing up. Curl your thumb into your palm and all four fingers around your thumb, and then curl your knuckles into your wrists. Like you're trying to draw your knuckles to your forearms. Good, and then release that. Spread your fingers, keep the back of the hands pressing down, and start to inhale, rise up, rise up, rise up. You're gonna come about halfway up, lift your heart, drop your shoulders, press the back of the hands down. Good, and then release that, take them back out in front, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to your hands, and as you exhale, slowly inch the foot forward, one at a time. Bend the knees at any point, lift up onto the fingertips at any point that you need to, until your feet land hip distance and parallel right between the hands. And then with the hands down on blocks or books or the floor, just rock a little front to back till you feel that evening in the feet. And then soften the knees a bit. Lift your kneecaps, lift the low belly, hands to the thighs, and lift and lengthen the heart. Good. Exhale and fold over your thighs. Soften the knees, pull the belly in, and inhale, roll yourself all the way up to stand. Head coming up last, shoulders rolling back, palms spinning forward. Take a moment in Tadasana here. Close the eyes. Put your feet on the earth. Notice where the weight is distributed. Perhaps more to the outside or the inside or the front or the back. And then try and even it out. So you're rooting down through the mound at the base of the big toe, the pinky toe, and the heel of the foot. You have that tripod. Feel the arches lift. Sometimes it helps to spread the toes to turn that on. Lift and spread them. Then continue that lift up through the kneecaps, the pelvic floor, the low belly, the heart, the crown. So again, you're in that simultaneously rooting down and rising up sensation. And then again, feel that breath, expand your ribs out side to side and front to rooted and expanding at the same time. And then inhale, go ahead and sweep the arms up. Let the eyes open if that feels good, or keep them closed. You might even look up to your fingertips, and then on the exhale, soften the knees a bit, lead with the heart, and hinge at the hips. So your spine stays long, 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 all the way to that fold. And then inhale, heart comes forward, hands to the thighs to support that. And exhale, fold in. We're going to do that a couple more times, halfway lifting. Inhale, come halfway up again. This time, hands to your hips, shoulders back. Charge the legs. Pull the navel in. We're going to unhinge and stand right up. So just inhale, stand up, stretch the arms up tall. Right back in, exhale and fold. Soften the knees, lead with the heart. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale, halfway up, hands to the knees, perhaps to the hips, perhaps the arms right out by your side. Same thing, core is in, legs are charged. Inhale, unhinge, sweep the arms up. So you have several options for transitioning. Exhale and fold in. Inhale, lift and lengthen. This time on the exhale, plant the hands, walk it back, downward facing dog. Set up your foundation right away. Feel your feet and your hands evenly root. Spin the triceps in. Lift the tailbone high. Lift the low belly. Lift the kneecaps. Drop the heels. Drop the head. Inhale. Take your right leg. Reach it back and up. Keep the hips squaring. And then exhale. Bring the knee to the forehead. Now you can stay more piked in a down dog, or you can come forward into a high plank. You choose. Take the knee out to the right, really lift it high. So you're in that outer hip glute, back to the forehead. Switch, take it to the left side, lift it high again. Back to the forehead, inhale. Take it all the way back and up. Spin the hip open, bend the knee. Press into your left hand, especially to even out the shoulders as you open your hip. Triceps are wrapped in, belly is strong. Now big circles. Take that right knee right next to your left. Bring it in towards the chest without losing your down dog, and then out to the side, and then back and up, and back in. So big exaggerated circles. Good, and then go the other way. Take the heel up, bring it out to the side, draw it in one more time. Take it back, out to the side, and bring it back in, and then straight back, inhale. Exhale, knee to the forehead, look to your right thumb, set your foot there. So we're gonna stay in this runner's lunge. If runner's lunge doesn't work for you, you're gonna set your knee down and be in a low lunge. Totally fine. Either way. Knee is stacking over ankle. If your left knee is up, it's lifted. The outer right hip's drawing back as the heart and the crown are drawing forward. From here, we're gonna lift into a high lunge or knee down lunge. Start by hovering your hands and taking them back by your hips so you get nice and long from the heel to the crown. Feel your legs charge, the feet anchor, but then scissor the inner thighs together, lift the pelvic floor, lift the belly. Good. And then from here, take the arms straight up to the side. Press the back of the hands up so we turn on our upper back. We spread our fingers and stretch out. Release that tension in the upper back. Stretch the arms forward. And then inhale, rise on up. Good. So from here, set your shoulders over your hips and draw that right hip back. On the inhale, we're going to lower and hover that left knee right above the floor. Keep the belly in, the heart lifted. Arms can stay up. If they want to come to the hips, that's fine too. So you're hovering in this kind of 90-90 knees, and then exhale, straighten both legs. Again, inhale, lower, hover that left leg, pull that belly in, and exhale, straighten both legs. Again, inhale, lower and hover, draw that right hip back, draw that belly in, exhale, come up one more time. Inhale, lower into this halfway point. Good. Hold it here. Breathe, breathe. And then exhale, straighten both legs. Keep that left heel high. Inhale, stretch your arms up. So you're either going to come into a half split or long pyramid. So reach your fingertips forward, send them to the floor. Keep your left heel high, draw your right hip back, and just stretch here. If your knee is down, you're right here. Good. Right hip draws back, kneecaps draw up. Good. And then from here, rebend that right front knee so it lands right over the ankle. Left hand stays down. Inhale, float your right arm up. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Left knee can absolutely be on the ground. And then on the exhale, set that right hand down. We're taking that right leg straight back and up. Three-legged dog, stretch it up. Good. Reach out of the hip. Stretch out of the ball of the foot. And then exhale, just set the foot down. Inhale, come forward into your high plank. Set your knees down so you're in that long, supported plank. Heart forward and shoulders back. Elbows drop in. Extend the legs back. Anchor them down. Tops of the feet press down. And then inhale, drag your heart forward and lift it up. Shoulders back, elbows tucked. Good. Hover your hands, lift your navel. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and back. And then set the hands down, drag them back, lift up a tiny bit more. Lift the navel, hover the hands. Exhale, lower the head to the earth, relax. Rock the hips, take an inhale, and on the exhale. For this one, press through your hands and your knees to downward facing dog. Okay. From here, hands are anchored, feet are anchored, triceps are in. Inhale, left leg rises. Hips stay squared here, get long through that leg. Exhale, bring the knee into the forehead. Again, you can stay more in that down dog or come into your plank. And then take the knee out to the left. Lift it high. Turn on that outer glute. Bring it back to center. Take it over to the right. Take it back to center. And inhale, stretch it back and up. Triceps wrap in and then roll that hip open and bend the knee. Press into your right arm. Press that right heel directly behind your toes. Big circles from here. Take the leg out. Bring it in, knee to knee. Straight back and up. Out to the side. Bring it in. Other direction. Take it out to the side. Up. Bring it in. Keep the core active here. Out to the side, up, bring it in, and then reach it straight back and up. Exhale the knee to the nose and the foot to the thumb. With the knee stacking over the ankle, lift the back of the right thigh. Knee can absolutely be on the ground. So same thing, heart forward, crown of the head forward, back of the leg lifted, pelvic floor, navel lifted. Okay, anchor your feet, scissor the thighs, hover the hands and take them back. Get nice and long here. Spread across your collarbones, open across the front of the chest, the back of the neck. Get long in the back of that leg. And then take the arms straight out from the sides, press the back of the hands up, squeeze your shoulder blades together like you have a pencil right there. Turn on the upper back. Breathe. Keep the navel lifted, keep the ribs in. Release that tension in the shoulders and inhale, stretch the arms forward, scissor the legs, and bring your shoulders right up over your hips. Inhale, stretch tall here, press the back of that right leg up, bend into your front knee. Now exhale and hover that right knee, pull the belly in even more so you feel your low back get long. And exhale, straighten both legs. Okay, inhale, bend both knees, hover that right knee right above the earth. And exhale, straighten both legs. Inhale and hover. Exhale and straighten. Inhale and hover. Hold it here, breathe, relax your jaw. Feel that little shaking in the legs, lifting the belly. Breathe into it. Good, and then exhale, straighten both legs. Inhale, get long here. Lift the kneecaps, keep the right heel lifted, and then exhale, hinge forward. Set your hands to the floor. Draw that left hip back, reach the heart forward, and then you might start to drop that right heel, but you might not. And breathe here, deep breaths. Beautiful. From here, bend that front knee. We're gonna pick up the back foot and just step it all the way forward. Bring it back into hip distance. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold it. Let the head and neck just soften. On the inhale, you're gonna transition to standing, either rolling up with bent knees or unhinging with a long spine. Rise up to extended mountain. Maybe lift the gaze, and then exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Okay, back in, inhale, stretch up. Reach up, and exhale, fold it. Inhale, lengthen the heart. Exhale, walk it back, downward facing dog. Okay, this time, start with your left leg. Inhale, reach it back and up. Exhale, bring the knee to the forehead. Take it out to the left, lift it high. Take it to the forehead, bring it out to the right. Back to the forehead, look to your left thumb, set your foot there. Back in your runner's lunge, fingertips to the floor, back of the right thigh lifted. Okay, from here we're rising straight up into that high lunge or knee down lunge. So take an inhale, press your heel back, lift the leg, lift the navel, stretch the arms forward, get nice and long. And then inhale and just peel yourself right on up. Good, back of the right thigh lifts, belly lifts. From here, exhale, set the hands to the heart. Inhale, stand tall. You can bend that back knee a little bit to get your low back longer. And then try and straighten it, and then exhale. We're gonna hover this right elbow right to the outside of your left thigh. Hover it, and then set it down. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. Exhale, lift the back of the right thigh. Good. From here, inhale and unwind. Set the hands down. Exhale, lift your right leg, flex it. Keep the hips squaring. So warrior three with your hands down. Good place for your hands to be on blocks here. From here, float your foot, your lifted leg, and on the exhale, you're gonna tuck your right knee behind your left as you bend both knees. So it's gonna be like a little tuck and bend. And then inhale and stretch back. And exhale, tuck and fold in. And inhale, stretch back. Two more. Exhale, tuck into yourself. Inhale, stretch long. One more time. Exhale, tuck in. Inhale, stretch long. Really nice. Set your foot down for a more traditional pyramid, about 3 feet front to back. Inhale the heart forward. Take your heels at about hip distance, slightly narrower perhaps, and then draw that left hip back and draw the heart forward. Take your right hand right inside that left foot. Take the left hand right onto your sacrum. Get long here so you can lift up on your fingertips. You can be on a block, but then draw that outer left hip back. We're just staying right here. Feel that length in the left side body, that length down the outer left leg. Release the hand down, bend the front knee, walk it back, high plank. Inhale, either set your knees down, or if you want to move through chaturanga, heart comes forward, shoulders come back, elbows draw in, lower so that your elbows stay over your wrists, come all the way to your belly. Again, extend each of the legs and anchor them. Inhale, drag the heart forward and lift it up. Now, keep lifted, slide the hands by your hips and lift them. Take the arms out by the shoulders and lift them. Keep the navel lifted, keep the heart lifted. And then exhale, hands back under the shoulders, release down. Take an inhale to rest. And then exhale, press up to downward facing dog. So you can press through hands and knees like we've done before. You can reverse your chaturanga, elbows over the wrist, toes curled under. Exhale, press up and back. Take a big inhale through the nose and exhale, let it out the mouth. Inhale, reach your right leg back and up, hip stays squared. Exhale, take the knee to the forehead. Curl in again. You can stay more in that down dog or come into that plank. Take it out to the right, lift it high. Take it back to center. Take it over to the left. Take it back to center and set it right by your right thumb. Come onto your fingertips, set up that foundation, right hip back, heart and crown forward. Scissor the thighs. And then from here, inhale and extend those arms forward, get long from the heels to the fingertips, and then just peel yourself up. Back knee bends a little bit, belly gets strong. Inhale here. Straighten that back leg. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, stretch the heart and the crown tall. Keep a bend in that front knee, and then exhale, twist to the right so that left elbow hovers right outside your right knee. Keep drawing your right hip back, lifting the back of the left thigh, using your core to twist you, and then set the elbow down. Inhale, get long, and then exhale, use your arm to rotate your heart open. Good. And breathe. From here, look down, inhale, unwind, hands come down. Use your blocks or books or water bottles if you have them, and exhale, warrior 3 variation. So roll that left hip down, flex the foot. Get long in your spine. And then float the foot. And on the exhale, you're gonna tuck the left knee behind the right as both knees bent. So tuck in. And exhale, extend. Sorry, exhale and extend. Inhale, long. Curl in, exhale. Inhale, stretch. One more time. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, stretch, long. From here, set that left foot down, walk the hands back, find that pyramid. Inhale, the heart comes forward, that right hip draws back, and then kneecaps lift as you hinge. Left hand comes right inside that right foot. Keep drawing your right hip back, and then set your right hand onto your low back. Palm can be up or down, whichever feels better. I like the back of the hand. Lengthen your heart forward, get really long, and then start to draw that right hip back as your heart draws forward. So we're just working this length in the outer right leg. And then sit your hands down, bend that front knee, walk it back to high plank. Inhale, exhale to the belly. From here, uncurl and lengthen both legs. Take the arms behind you and interlace. Shoulders roll back. Inhale the heart forward, anchor your tops of your feet, and then peel your heart up. And exhale, reach the knuckles back enough. Good, keep the back of the neck nice and long. Keep pressing through your knuckles to lift up. Lifting to your navel. Pressing through the feet. Good. Now from here, keep all of this as you inhale, keep that length, and then as you exhale, extend the legs and let them rise also. Whole back body turns on. Breathe here. And then exhale, lower yourself down. Make a pillow with the hands, bend the knees, separate them to mat distance, and then windshield wiper them side to side. Good. And then extend the legs, set the hands under the heart as you inhale, and exhale. Press back, downward facing dog. So take whichever transition works for you. Breathe into down dog. From here, we're going to inhale and look to your hands. We're going to step or float the feet to the pinky side of the hands. So right foot comes outside the right pinky, left foot comes outside the left pinky. Inhale to lengthen, and then on the exhale, we're going to sit into our wide squat. So let the toes turn out, elbows come to the inner thighs, and the thumbs come to the heart. Sit up tall. Okay. From here, and only if your knees are okay with it, start to lift your pelvic floor, lift your belly, start to lift your bum. Keep the knees tractioning to your toes. Keep the spine tall, and then stand all the way up. Inhale, stretch tall. We're going right back in. Exhale, hands draw down to the heart as you sink the hips. Keep the heart high, and then pause in that high, wide squat. Your legs should be working hard here. Peel your toes up, pull your navel up. Maybe even stretch your arms up. Good, and right back up. Inhale. And then as you exhale, sit right back down. Belly in, tailbone long. Come into that high lunge. So we're really working those inner thighs here, working that foundation in the feet. One more time, stand up, inhale, and then exhale, right back in. Pause in that high, wide squat, and then exhale, sit your bum down, hands back to the inner thighs, or elbows back to the inner thighs and hands back to the heart. Take a moment, close your eyes, feel your breath come back. And then set the hands to the earth, open the eyes, inhale, exhale, lift your hips and spin your feet back into hip distance and parallel. Inhale to lengthen, and then exhale and fold. Soften the knees if you like, rest the hands and the elbows if you like, and let your torso sway side to side. Okay. One more standing series from here. On the inhale, you're going to rise up, either bending the knees and rolling up or unhinging. Stretch up tall. Open the front of the body. Stretch the heart up. Reach the gaze, the fingertips. And then exhale, fold right back in. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold and walk the big toes to touch. Let the heels come slightly apart. Set the fingertips outside the outer edges of your feet. Get long in your spine, and then exhale, sit your bum down. Inhale, get long in your spine. Reach the arms up. Belly in. Ribs in. Bum sitting back and down. Breathe. Hands to the heart. Inhale. On the exhale, we're going to hover that left elbow outside the right thigh. You're just hovering. Your outer right hip's drawing back. Your inner thighs are scissoring. Your belly is lifting. You're really drawing it in to find that rotation. One more inhale, lengthen. And then on the exhale, set the elbow outside that thigh or knee. Inhale, tailbone to crown lengthens, and then exhale and let yourself spin open a little bit more now with the use of that elbow. Keep sitting your bum down. Good. Inhale and unwind that. Get long again. Pull the belly and exhale. Hover the right elbow just above to the outside of that left thigh. Keep drawing your right hip back. Take another inhale, lengthen, exhale, sit, anchor that elbow. And then inhale again, lengthen, and exhale, rotate. So we always want that length and that strength in the core before we move into our twist. And then inhale and unwind. Sit down again, extend those arms. I know the legs are burning. Exhale and fold. Beautiful. Just take a moment breathing here. And then inhale, lengthen, and exhale, walk it back, down dog again. Inhale, take your right leg back and up, hip squaring. Exhale, the knee to the forehead, the foot to the right thumb. Spin your left heel down for warrior one this time. Inhale, come on up. Right hip keeps drawing back. Bend into that front knee, press into the outer edge of that back foot. Really nice. Okay. From here, take the hands behind you. Switch up your clasped interlace. Roll the shoulders back. Draw the knuckles down the back of that left leg as you bend into that front knee. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Heart lifts, maybe the gaze lifts, and the knuckles draw back and away. And then exhale, press into your back foot, stretch your heart forward, and hinge. You can rest on the thigh or come just to the inside of it for humble warrior. Let the head drop, let the knuckles lift. Breathe. Right hip continues to draw back as the heart continues to lengthen forward. Press through your knuckles to inhale, rise up, press through the legs, and then spin onto the toes of the back foot. We're coming into warrior three with the hands clasped. That doesn't work for you. Unclasp, set your hands to the floor. Take an inhale here, stretch the weight into that front leg, and then on the exhale, lift off. Beautiful. from here. Keep the clasp as you can. If you can, bend that front knee, set the left foot right next to your right. Set your weight even in the feet, and then inhale, lift the heart, draw the knuckles back, pull the belly in. Good, and then exhale, hinge at your hips, sinking your hips back, your heart and your crown forward, and the knuckles back, get really long across the upper back. Beautiful. Hands to the sacrum, hands to the floor. Exhale. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, walk it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, knee to the forehead, foot to the left thumb, spin your right heel down, rise up, warrior one. Set up that foundation right away. Left hip back, right hip forward, press into that right foot, outer edge of it. Bend into that front knee. Good, pelvic floor is lifted, belly is lifted. Interlace the hands. Roll the shoulders back, take an inhale, drag the knuckles back, lift the heart up, keep the belly and the ribs in, and the knuckles away from your thigh. Maybe the gaze is up and the front knee is bending. And then exhale, lead with the heart. Keep all that length in the front of the body as you drag it forward. And come into humble warrior. Drop the head and lift the knuckles. And breathe here. Feel the foundation in your legs. The outer left hip drawing back, that strength in your lower body. And then press through the knuckles to inhale, rise up. Spin to the toes of that back foot. Again, unwind the hands if you like. Take an inhale, shift the weight forward, and an exhale to rise into your warrior three. Spin that hip down, the inner thigh up. And then start to bend your standing leg, bend or bring your lifted leg right in next to it. Even out the weight. Inhale, lengthen the heart, knuckles back. And then exhale, sit down, get nice and long here. And then exhale, hands to the heart, all the way to the floor, lift the hips. Inhale to lengthen. If you want to float through a vinyasa, here is your opportunity. Otherwise, we'll walk through it. Plant the hands, walk it back to high plank. Take an inhale. Exhale with your knees or not, lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog, you choose. And we'll land in downward facing dog, where we'll breathe. Okay, 3 more breaths here. And then on the next inhale, look up to your hands. And at the bottom of the exhale, you'll step, walk, or float the feet right between your thumbs. Take an inhale to lengthen. And an exhale to fold and sit down into your narrow squat now. So knees together, feet together, heels may be on the ground, but they might not be. Just make sure there's no pain in the knees. From here, we're gonna sit. So you can take your hands to help you sit, or you can take your hands forward to counter that balance as the weight shifts into the heels. It helps to separate the knees to help to get down. So go ahead and do that. And then extend the legs and extend the arms. Inhale, sit up. And on the exhale, roll yourself down or use your hands to help yourself lie down. Once you land here, feet together, legs together, arms up above your head, biceps by your ears, like a standing mountain pose. Stretch long, inhale. On the exhale, bring the right knee into your chest, interlace your hands, keep that left leg active. So knee right into the chest. Breathe here. From here, release that grip a bit. Let the knee travel around the belly out to the right shoulder now. So we're going to move through a bit in this right leg before we switch. Keep the left leg active. Good. From here, keep holding the right knee with your right hand. Slide your left hand onto your ankle and pull the heel a little closer to your pelvis. So the knee spins out to the right and the heel spins in towards your pelvis. You're in this outer rotation. Keep the leg active. Good. Breathe here. Let that knee spin out. The heel draw in. Good. Now take your right hand and slide it behind your right thigh. Let the left sole or the right sole of the foot face up and maybe actually bend your left knee first. And then bring your hands and interlace them around the sole of the foot. Draw that knee down towards your armpit. So left foot is flat on the floor, knee is bent. Draw that knee maybe a little closer to the floor, but anchor your left hip down, and then maybe even straighten out that left leg. Now at some point that hip wants to lift off the ground, so you want to counter that. You might hold this with just the right hand, or you might have both. Good. And then again from here, spin your knee out and bring the sole of the foot in. So your foot's flexing and you're still in that outer rotation, but now the shin's a little closer to your head. Good. Keep pressing the right knee away and drawing your foot towards you, flexing your toes so there's no pain in the knee. And then draw that left knee up and catch your outer right ankle. Bend the knee, switch the grip now to come behind the left thigh or around the front of the shin, figure 4. Keep pressing your right knee away, drawing the left knee towards you. Good. Breathing here. Good, now set the left foot back down. Actually, before you do that, unwind the hands, grab the outer right foot with your left hand, the outer right knee with your right hand, and set the left foot down. So you're still in that kind of reclined pigeon-ish. Switch the left hand now to come to the outside of your right ankle or shin bone. You're going to start to extend that right leg. Press the outer edge of the foot into your left hand and resist. So the leg is kind of crossing a diagonal across you. Sometimes we do this with the strap around the ball of our foot, but this time we're doing it without the strap. Keep pressing your outer shin or ankle into your left hand and vice versa, and then send your left leg straight. You're pressing your outer left leg into your left hand and drawing the right hip away from your shoulder. Good. Now keep that, but bring the left leg up and cross at the knees. So you're kind of in this half eagle. Set your left foot down, slide your hips over to the right so you land on that left hip, drop the knees over to the left. So there's a lot of left and right. This is an exercise in paying attention, I suppose. Okay, so as you send your right knee forward and down, send the back of the right shoulder down and maybe even your gaze out to the right, and then send your right hip away from your right shoulder. Good. Now, a little different than we normally do. Soften the grip between the thighs. Unwind your right leg. So that's the top leg. Unwind it. Set it behind your left leg, but in the same shape. So both knees are pointing to the left. Yes, you're in this kind of windshield wiper with both knees to the left. Now, take your left ankle. Make sure your knee's okay with it. Flex the right foot before you get there. Flex the left foot. Pick up your left foot and set it on the right thigh. You're going to use the outer edge of your left foot and pinky toe to hook the outer edge of your right thigh. So it's kind of like you're dragging that left foot into that right thigh. Now, as you do that, use that left foot to drag the thigh out, but then also to drag it forward. Now, stretch your arms up overhead. Take your right wrist in your left hand. Use your left hand to pull your right wrist long. Use your left foot to stretch your right thigh long. Keep the belly engaged. Really nice, you guys. Unwind the arms, unhook the feet, unwind your hips and bring them back to neutral. Extend both legs, soften the arms. Take a moment and breathe. Beautiful. Okay. Activate both feet. Draw the left knee in towards the chest, interlace around the shin bone. Pull the knee in, press your right thigh bone down. Drop into your fluid Ujjayi breath here. Release that a little bit. Take the left leg out towards the shoulder now. Keep that right leg anchoring down, pressing down. Hold on to the left knee with the left hand. Slide your right hand down your shin. and pull the left heel towards your pubic bone and the left knee away. So you're in this kind of outer rotation, yeah? Good. Breathe here. From here, release that heel to come back behind your thigh. Slide your right foot in. Pull the knee in tighter to your shoulder. Bring the left sole of the foot up and maybe interlace the hands around the sole of the foot so you're in this half happy baby. Drop the knee down towards your armpit. As you do that, anchor your right hip down to the floor. So it's going to want to teeter-totter. And then send your right leg long, keep anchoring that right hip, and send the left knee down more. So again, once you feel that right hip popping off the ground, pause, re-anchor that right hip down, and draw the left knee down. So you can hold this foot with one or both hands. Then, keep a hold of the foot with your right hand, left hand to the knee, and just draw that foot over to the right and the left knee coming away from you. Outer rotation, but a little further up the chest. Keep really active in your legs here. Left knee away, left foot towards you. Really open here. From here, exhale, draw that right knee in, hook the outer left ankle, both feet flexing, maybe the back of the thigh or around the front of the shin, figure 4. Send that left knee away. Draw the right knee towards you. You're pressing in to yourself here. Okay, keep this, but release the clasp around that right leg. Send your right hand to your outer right foot, left hand to your outer left shin. Set the left foot back down. Good. Now you're going to switch. Take your right hand to the outer left shin and straighten out your leg. So it's at a diagonal across your chest. Now press the outer shin into your palm of your hand. So you're resisting, and then send your left hip away. Now send your right leg long. So that left leg is across the body a little bit, and it's pressing up. You're turning on the outer left leg as you send the left hip away. Good, keep that. You're using your core to maintain this. Now bring the right leg up. Find that half eagle cross, inner thighs scissor together. Set your right foot down, extend the arms. Slide the hips to the left so you land on that right hip, and exhale, drop the knees over to the right. Anchor the back of the left shoulder down, spin the left ribs down, maybe even take your gaze to the left. And then left knee draws away from you, thighs are scissoring together. Deep breaths across your belly and ribs and hips. Okay, from here, lighten the clasp of your inner thighs. Unwind that front leg. Take it behind your right leg. So now both knees are pointing to the right. From here, take your right foot. Make sure both feet are flexing. Lift it and hook it onto the outer left thigh. Use the outer edge of that foot to drag the knee forward and down. Send your arms up by your ears. Left wrist in the right hand now. Use that right arm to pull your left arm long. Use your right leg, your right foot to pull your left thigh long. Good, and then release your arms, unhook your foot, bring the knees back up and the hips back to neutral. Extend both legs. Take a moment and pause. And then slide both heels in, hands brushing the heels. Take an inhale, lengthen your tailbone and curl it up. And then exhale, just press into the feet, let the arms relax, gentle press into the back of the head. And then exhale, lower down one vertebrae at a time. Once you land all the way down, stretch the right leg up, Flex the foot a lot, press the heel up, press the toes down. Release that leg, switch, take the left leg up, heel up, toes down. And then maybe take the right leg to meet it, so both legs are up. Maybe take your hands to the back of the thighs, maybe take your hands to the back of the calves, maybe take your hands to your big toes. Press up through the heels, draw down through the toes, lengthen your tailbone to the floor. So it's gonna wanna roll up, keep lengthening it down, and breathing here. And then bend the knees and take them wide, happy baby. You can have a different grip if you like. So if your hands were behind your thighs when you were here, you might keep them behind the thighs here. You might slide them up to the ankles or the feet. Rock yourself side to side. And then from here, come to neutral, just straighten out one leg. And switch. And maybe it feels good to straighten both. And then Supta Baddha Konasana, arms relax, feet release, eyes closed. 3 cleansing breaths here. Big inhale through the nose, fill up. Exhale, let it out the mouth. Again, big inhale through the nose, fill up. And exhale out the mouth. One more big, full inhaling breath. And exhale, let your legs extend, let your arms drop down by your side. Sigh the breath out the mouth, settle your body onto the earth. Eyes closed if they're not already there. And let your whole body rest. Let all of that work you've created, all that energy integrate into your body. Feeling that foundation, those legs that and our feet that hold us up every day. Absorb all of that prana. What is it that you were given? A poem by M. Clare. What is it that you were given? I mean from the loss. After what was taken. That very thing you could never live without. The person or place. The secret or circumstance. Now that it is gone or has been found out, and you can no longer call it foundation. What is it that you were given? You know and I know this. There is a hollowing out. Something comes and opens you up, right down the middle. And from that moment on, you are no longer immune to this world. You wake, you wander, every familiar now a foreign. You walk as through water until you make it back to your bed, and finally, even there, your sheets, your own pillows, scent different. As if daily someone repaints your room, displaces something, disturbs a cherished memento. You see, sometimes we are emptied. We are emptied because life wants us to know so much more light. If you are able to stay in Shavasana, please stay just as you are. If you are ready to begin transitioning, start by noticing your body on the earth, by feeling those points of contact, that space between and that space around you. Start to expand your breath so that your body starts to expand into that space. Start to bring movement into your body until your hands come to rest somewhere on your own body, where you find that connection with yourself. You feel that trust in yourself, that deep knowing, and send yourself love and gratitude, compassion and respect. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we be awakened to the light of our true nature. May we be healed. May we be a source of healing and kindness for all beings. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will be back on Thursday.